Good afternoon. Right now at noon, this is the look of the scene around central Indiana where people today are picking up the pieces. 17 destructive tornadoes hit Indiana over the weekend. This is drone cam 13 over the damage to the south of Indianapolis in Johnson County. Homes there demolished. And today, families and neighbors are coming together. They're cleaning up and they're assessing the damage in the area of Whiteland. This was one of more than a dozen places that were hit by tornadoes that tore through on Friday night. Groups are coming together to help those who have been impacted by the storms. Today, Jenny Runovich joins us live where families in the community are trying to make sense of all the damage and get a lot of work done before more storms come through. Jenny?
Yeah, that's true, Ann. You know, this is day 3 since the storm hit, and make no mistake, this is a work zone. We're kind of in ground zero of all the damage that hit Whiteland on Friday night, and we've seen a lot of people trying to clean up right now. They're trying to basically dig out from all of this rubble, and it is a tough task. I want to bring in Whiteland Fire Chief Eric Funkhauser, who has been here since the beginning. Where do we stand now as far as number of homes damaged and what the process is on day 3 of the cleanup?
Yeah, so number of homes damaged, I mean, like we talked earlier, we're standing in some of the hardest hit areas right now. So we're, looking at 15 to 20 homes that are completely damaged that will never, they'll probably have to be torn down and not be able to be, they'll have to be rebuilt. We've probably got 25 to 50 homes that have suffered serious structural damage as well, whether roofs being torn off, different things like that. So that's kind of where we're at right now. Today we're working on, setting up an incident management team. We're starting to work with all of the volunteer groups. We've got a lot of volunteers that are wanting to come into the area, so we're trying to coordinate that response. The past 2 days, we've really just been spending time going through it and making sure that we've been clearing roadways, working with the utility companies. Some of the biggest things that we're trying to do is get power restored to some of the areas that we can. Some of them may not be safe enough to do that at this time. Off and just making sure that this area is taken care of.
And when we look at some of the damage here, I mean, we're looking right here at a home that is literally gone. The foundation is the only thing that remains. How amazing is it that no one was hurt, no one was killed, and I understand this home in particular, really a miracle.
Yes. Yeah, this is one of the most amazing stories to me. I mean, we've been out talking to everybody, and there's all sorts of amazing stories throughout the community right now of how people ended up not getting hurt. But, if you look at this one here, they said that basically there was a young male that lived here in his 20s, and he said that he heard the storm coming, decided to try and get to the bathroom here behind us. And the next thing he knew, we were talking to his family that was here yesterday trying to pick up, and he said that when he woke up, he was unconscious out in the yard and woke up in the yard, and the house was completely gone. That's all he remembers. And he just, when he woke up and he came to, he ended up running to a family member's house that was almost a mile away from here. So pretty amazing as you're looking at the destruction, and there's numerous stories like that throughout the entire town of, homes that were blown down, people that were tossed around in bedrooms, ended up under a bunch of debris, and we ended up not transporting anybody that night, which is just an amazing story in itself, that this type of destruction and everything that has come through this area, to not have anybody seriously hurt or killed is just amazing.
Certainly a miracle. All right, thanks for talking with us today. Obviously, there's still a lot of work to be done. The first responders will be doing it. All of the neighbors who live in this area will be cleaning up today, too. And then the goal is to eventually bring more volunteers in. But right now, again, this is a work zone. It's not the place for, if you want to help, to just kind of stop by. That information will be kind of shared with us as the days go by. Anne Marie, we'll send it back to you.
All right, Jenny, boy, what an amazing story that that young man in that house there. Thanks so much. Well, the Clark Pleasant School District is closed today due to tornado damage on campus. So ahead at 12:30 today, the way that students and staff are coming together to help their community. In the meantime, it's 60 degrees and sunny. It's beautiful out there on this Monday. Chelsea Stevens here with what we can expect weather-wise today, and also as the week moves on, because there's talks of more storms coming.
Yeah, that is right. Over the next couple of days, we want everybody to stay up to date with the forecast, because as we kind of get a little bit more details of what's going to unfold, that's going to become a little bit more clear throughout even today and throughout the evening as well. So right now 60 degrees, the sun is shining, currently 57 in Carmel, but we are expecting those temperatures to be warming up about 10 to 15 degrees more as we head throughout the afternoon. We're looking at those highs in the 70s, but we are tracking a chance for storms farther north, really looking at that line between Lafayette and Marion. And for northern Indiana, it's really going to set up along the stationary front that's taking place across northern Indiana, and that's really going to happen after 5-6 o'clock. And then there is a potential for a few of these storms to be packed with some gusty winds, possibly some hail between about 5 and 9 p.m. That front will still be in play throughout tomorrow morning, so a few isolated showers first thing tomorrow, maybe a thunderstorm, but then the risk for severe weather, that's going to pick up, especially as we go into Tuesday evening and throughout Wednesday.
All right, thanks, Chelsea. We'll check back. Thank you. Right now, at least 3 people have died after deadly storms that came in over the weekend in Sullivan County. That's where they now determine an EF3 tornado packing winds of up to 155 miles an hour killed 3 people and injured at least 10 more. Rich Knight joined the governor over the weekend to get a closer look at some of the damage in that area.
This impacted area of Sullivan is under curfew from 7 p.m. until 7 a.m. after a devastating tornado ripped through this little town at about 10:30 on Friday night. 155 homes were destroyed just in this city, 200 throughout Sullivan County. The tornado warning was issued at 10:08 Friday night, giving residents about 22 minutes to prepare.
What we try to do is to provide information and get warnings out in advance, and then people have an action plan that they know what to do and can take cover. And I guess if there's a silver lining, it's that, despite the tragedy, the terrible tragedy, that there wasn't more lives lost or people hurt.
Inside this house, Lacey Bogard braced for impact with the granddaughter on her lap and her 2 sons.
I come out on the porch and I said it's coming, and my son told me, he's like, quit being over dramatic and go back to your room. When the lights went off, I said it's coming, and I went in. She was on my bed and I just dove on top of her, and then my oldest dove on top of me and her, and my youngest was in the living room with trying to get the dog, and it was over within 30 seconds. It was terrifying.
Lacey and her family are okay. They salvaged what they could from what's left of their house. They have a place to go. Governor Helcom arrived Saturday afternoon to meet survivors like Lacey. The governor surveyed the damage with the Sullivan mayor and thanked the cleanup crews.
You see, the folks that are here who have come from far and wide to help this city. This was a horrific event, but it brings out the absolute best in people too.
Someone in this area obviously collected sports cards. Their collection is now scattered throughout Sullivan. Here's a Charles Barkley. This is not the kind of March Madness we wanted to see. In Sullivan, Rich Nye, 13 News.
And thanks, Rich. Well, with more than 150 homes destroyed just in the city of Sullivan alone, families certainly do need help with the recovery there. Right now, the city is offering assistance with food, water, shelter, clothing, even vouchers for housing. They're asking anyone who needs help to call the number that we have there on your screen. It's 812-638-2023. If you call, please leave a detailed message so someone can call you back. We also have this number posted conveniently on our website right now at WTHR.com. Meantime, the mayor tells us he is, quote, overwhelmed by the support that Sullivan is receiving right now.
So many people want to help, but they just don't know how. And we appreciate everybody's help, but at the same time, we are still in a search and rescue operation, and we want to make sure that we don't necessarily flood the areas, right? So many people do want to help, but we want to make sure our first responders and our officials get everything taken care of. So I guess my best advice would be stand by, and we'll definitely announce our needs over the coming days.
For cash donations, the Wabash Valley Community Foundation has set up a donation fund. We will link you to that from our website at WTHR.com. And to the south of Marion County in Johnson County, Franklin College will be reopening this afternoon. The college has been closed because of high winds and continued power outages there. We're told students may return to campus starting at 2 o'clock this afternoon. The plan is for classes to resume tomorrow on Tuesday. As Hoosiers continue cleaning up from the severe storms, Indiana Attorney General Todd Rokita reminds us to be wary of scammers. He says storms like this often bring scammers out. They prey on victims. They lie about cleanup, repairs, or help to rebuild. So here's what to look out for. First of all, be skeptical of anyone who promises immediate cleanup. And before you hire a contractor, check out their reputation. Ask for their IDs, their licenses. Do not pay the full amount up front. If you suspect a scam of any kind, you can report it online. You can also call the Attorney General's office directly. Right now, also in Johnson County, the Humane Society is getting a lot of help. In a Facebook post over the weekend, the shelter said it didn't have power or water for the animals, but boy, oh boy, help came quickly. Less than 2 hours after the post, take a look. Cases of bottled water dropped off right on the doorstep there. The Humane Society says it's extremely grateful for the response and also says now it's going to open up its pet pantry this afternoon for any storm survivors who need food for their animals. The reality of these multiple tornadoes certainly is a lot for so many of us to unpack. The devastation from the storm still being felt days later and will be for months and months to come. There are several ways that you can help fellow Hoosiers right now who are struggling. WTHR cares for those impacted by the tornadoes. So here's how you can help. You can text the word Red Cross, all one word, to 90999 and make a $10 donation. This will go toward the Indiana region of the American Red Cross to help Hoosiers who are recovering from the disaster.